You're welcome to another edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television. We apologize for the late start. Spectators in the southwest region are warming up to welcome Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph John Ngute, who will be in the region this Tuesday, September 21, for a working visit. He will be in Boya for an evaluation meeting of the major national dialogue together with stakeholders involved after 2 years of the implementation of the decisions arrived at, according to a communique signed by Senior Divisional Officer for FACO. Traditional rulers of the southwest will be the ones to welcome him upon his arrival at the Mungo Bridge before taking him to Boya. At least 5 persons are currently receiving medical care following an accident that occurred Sunday, September 19, around the Seventh-day Adventist Hospital, Great Support. According to reports, the accident involving 3 vehicles occurred when they all collided, leaving at least 5 people injured, though no life was lost. The vehicles that were left in a bad state following the accident had the population intervene to rescue the victims before taking them to the hospital. Onlookers have blamed the incident on excessive speed and drunk driving. Every September 21, the world commemorates the World Day of Peace, observed this year under the theme Recovering Better for an Equitable and Sustainable World. This day is dedicated to advancing peace principles by observing a 24-hour period of non-violence and ceasefire. According to the United Nations, peace is not a naive dream. It is the light in the darkness, guiding us to the only path to a better future for humanity. Following persistent floods in most parts of the country due to heavy downpour, some local business owners are calling on authorities in charge for help. Dolin Gonde tells us more.
In recent times has been characterized with heavy downpours, leading to high magnitude floods due to the current climate change. The effects are enormous, severe and damaging to recount. But here at the double market, traders say the only thing they do now is pay taxes with no sale recorded on a daily basis.
We buy the machine double. See place or the sale for Douala. We the pay market every day. They live for Isa poto mosquito. We the die. Oh, make up my head. I don't call le gouvernement fait quelque chose pour nous. Quand la mairie nous passe au moins c'est derrière. I don't want to try for Basaya when I look how man is suffer.
Despite all attempts to get market authorities notified for the situation to be mitigated, the traders rather express frustration towards this effect.
We complain that the pass the only one money. We don't go even for market register. We complain that the only one money. We die for poto. On a le bureau même hier le registre était là non. Hier il était là. Il prend que l'argent de la quittance et tout. Il ne nous le prend même pas.
As it is, this section of the market is reserved for the sale of perishable products such as bananas, tubers, vegetables, nuts, and lots more. The traders say the flooding effects are not only capable to repel clients, but the aftermath is what makes things worse when they have to go back home with rotten products.
Les clients arrivent là-bas au Carrefour et de l'autre Carrefour, ils voient l'état de la route, ils n'entrent pas. Nous ne vendons pratiquement rien. J'ai vendu quoi depuis le matin? Ça se gâte, les choses se gâtent, les choses se gâtent.
While being more curious, it is revealed that the initial plan of the market registrar was to rehabilitate the market by sending all traders into the market for an ultra-modern facelift. But the reverse is true, with many paying their way out to sell on dry ground, while those who can't afford are left to cater for themselves in the slums.
Le marché va rentrer derrière, le marché ne rentre pas. Vous-même vous voyez comment le derrière est. On ne fait qu'envoyer les gens qu'au stade, que d'envoyer les gens derrière. Le marché est plutôt pas derrière, mais on ne fait qu'envoyer que les gens plutôt devant. Et nous sommes derrière, personne, il n'y a pas les clients, les gens n'entrent pas. Voilà même la route, regardez l'état du marché. Les gens ne peuvent pas entrer pour payer, mais à la fin du mois on paye les tickets. Nous ne vendons rien.
Agree that everybody has to go into the market so that the market should be together, and now everybody now will have something. But now later, after we push these people into the market, it was not up to a month. We find them all coming. If I have to go close to them, what happened? I say, no, I've given my money and they've given me this place.
So far, the traders in this section of the market have been able to develop adaptable mechanisms.
go carry the bag, they put sand, they can't put and they try to jump to come by.
As frustrating as the situation is already, the traders still remain die-hearted to their businesses while hoping their cries get the attention of the government for prompt and timely intervention.
Inhabitants of Koto Douala 5 subdivision have decried poor drainage systems, especially around the MRS Koto. They say it is making life uncomfortable for them. Our student journalist on internship, Manuela Tamu.
Poor drainage systems coupled with stagnant water in the economic capital, Douala, have become a call for concern as it does not only make some parts of the city dirty, but also pose a threat to the health of the inhabitants living in the areas concerned. Some of these areas include Karifufang Gudrong Bange. This area is known for its busy nature at all hours of the day, but its environment does not look appealing as motor riders, traders, even buyers are seen carrying out various activities in the presence of a dirty and runny drainage, making the area look unhygienic. People sell food items in this uncomfortable environment, which can result to chronic health problems from both buyers and sellers. Concerning the dirty road and drainage, it is very uncomfortable for us and unhealthy. During this rainy season, the running water is a big problem to us, and we beg the authorities to help us remedy the situation. Another area which has become an eyesore is the stagnant water along MRS Koto. Road users complain of the terrible nature of the road. The last time I passed through that road, the place was a mess. There was smelling water everywhere, and I was wondering where the water was coming from. I was told that the water is the waste product that comes out from people's toilets. Waste from people's toilets is not even supposed to be seen in the middle of the road. It is discouraging. I think pipes should be placed in these toilets where the feces can pass without being on the road, because the water never dries off. The locals of this neighborhood complain of the overflowing water from their septic tanks that pollutes the environment, making it uncomfortable for them, and that the area worsens when the rain falls. The locals also explain of some activities carried out in this area to remedy the situation, but after some time, the place comes back to its original state. The inhabitants of these areas call for assistance from government authorities to look into the situation.
The General Directorate of Cameroon's Customs has announced the seizure of 1,156 cartons of expired drugs, representing 320,292 tablets illegally imported. The shipment was intercepted during an operation conducted by the main customs office of the Douala Autonomous Port recently. The stock is currently secured while investigation has been opened. We talk about education. Duval International School in Douala has graduated via a second batch of high school students. The graduation ceremony, which took place over the weekend, was in honor of students who succeeded in the GC Advanced Level and Baccalaureate examinations in the last academic year. Joy Ngong covered the event. Her report.
The D-Day finally came. The graduation ceremony of the second batch of high school students of the Duval International School Douala, class of 2021. The ceremony marked the fourth convocation of the graduating batch who are leaving high school with outstanding results in both the English and French subsystems of education.
This batch is very particular because this batch did not just graduate like any other batches before. They graduated with magna cum laude. We mean in the Francophone subsystem of the education, we are waiting for the official baccalaureate to pronounce us as the first school in Cameroon. You see what I mean? They graduated with a distinction.
The graduation ceremony saw the handing over of prizes to students of merit. The sum of 500,000 francs CFA was gifted by the proprietor to the best graduating student of the school, who equally emerged number 1 in Littoral and top 10 nationwide in the GCE advanced level.
Very happy for the gift that Vai gave me, and first of all, I thank the Lord for all his activities in my life. He permitted me to have my 25 points this year and be the first of Littoral with 25 points and the 9 in Cameroon.
According to the administration, the ultimate goal of Duval International School is to build a solid foundation for its students and accompany them towards a better future.
In Duval, we strive to give the best. We try to revolutionize the educational system in Cameroon so that learners can be better equipped for the ever-changing society that we are experiencing. The world is changing and we need to adapt to the changes of the world.
The highly animated graduation ceremony was equally an occasion for the laureates to showcase other extracurricular talents in the form of music playback, choral music, and other stage performances.
On our health page, we talk about Cancer Prostate Award. Our Prostate Cancer Awareness Month this year's campaign is commemorated under the theme Together for a Long Run. Our health reporter, Booking Awardee.
Prostate cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer in men and the second leading cause of cancer-related death amongst men worldwide after lung cancer.
The prostate is this gland that is only in males and is part of the reproductive gland in male because it secretes the seminal fluid that is mixed up with the spermatozoa that is coming from the testis, and that's what you find in the ejaculate. And therefore, this prostate can end up in a cancerous state. What does it mean, a cancer? A cancer just means that the cells in the prostate begin to multiply. First, they degenerate and become very primitive cells and begin to multiply in a chaotic manner. And it is this multiplication is a chaotic manner of degenerative cells that is referred to as cancer of the prostate.
Affecting an estimated 1.4 million men yearly and killing about 400,000 worldwide, prostate cancer is strangely underlooked by most men.
Men in general, it's a phenomenon that needs to be studied, but especially men in Africa, they don't really like going to hospitals. You know, we have this macho kind of thing where we like to feel strong and in control. And just like you were saying off camera, men would tend to go to hospital when it's really very difficult, when they are actually being carried on a stretcher or carried by someone else. But a man who is still on his feet will rarely go to the hospital except something is really hurting him. So we wait for the pain. We wait until the urine can pass through or the penis is dripping with one thing or the other before we go to the hospital.
With symptoms such as frequent urination, blood in urine, lower back pain, painful ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, and many more, most men find it hard to visit the doctor regarding the deadly disease for many reasons than one.
Well, some men have heard that when they go to the hospital, to examine for the prostate disease, then the doctor has got to put on gloves and then put some Vaseline on his finger and then stick the finger up the man's anus and then feel around the prostate. I think some men are uncomfortable with that kind of thing. It's something that they have to get used to.
It should be borne in mind that approximately 80% of men at age 70 suffer from prostate cancer. And according to Dr. Nick Ngwanyam,
you have to have confidence in your doctor and realize that when you're with your doctor, you just have to be plain. It's just like going to the priest and being plain with your sins. It's just like being plain in front of Christ or something. You just have to be plain with your doctor and he'll do the best for you. I was just saying again that it tends to occur mostly in old persons, starting anywhere from about 45, going on as the older you become, the more likely it is for you to have the prostate cancer.
Exercise, healthy diet, frequent visits to the doctor, and early diagnosis are ways to help reduce the prevalence and fight off the disease.
And out of the country, a one-time hotel manager portrayed as a hero in a Hollywood film about the nation's 1994 genocide, Paul Sabigina, has been found guilty of being part of a group responsible for terrorist attacks and sentenced to 25 years in prison by a Rwandan court. He boycotted Monday's verdict after declaring he did not expect justice in a trial he called a sham. And that was it for today's edition of Prime Flash with me, Audrey Zatsa. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. You will get details of these stories and many other stories will be yours on today's edition of Prime News with Font Quinta. Meanwhile, stay blessed in the company of programs on My Media Prime Television. Bye.